You see exactly what's going on. Yeah, it's that, and it's for the culture. We got jet prints here, printing shirts for the community, making sure that we keep that black excellence look, supported and sponsored and ran by black people. Got everything from stash cans to the papers, to the organic, to the pipes, to everything that you need. You see, we always being watched over by the prolific legend himself, Nick. And then we gonna really tie into what's really going on. We got crystals from Israel. These are sacred spiritual healing crystals straight from the promised land. And these things do another thing to you that hasn't been seen. So tap in with us. It's bigger than just a typical smoke shop. It's for the culture, and it's Black Wall Street game. Tap in, young kings and queens.
Welcome to Bag Talk Session, where we get real intimate with that spiritual bag within us all. I am your girl, Tara Chantel, and today I have such a special guest with me in the building. I'm at the smoke shop for the culture, y'all. And I have my wonderful friend, my king, Aharam, in the building.
What's going on, y'all?
Thank you so much for joining us today with this Bag Talk Session. And I know you about to drop that bag on their heads real quick.
You know how we do, man. It's nonstop. I appreciate you for having me, man. I'm humbled to be able to talk to the people today.
Let them know what you've been up to 2019, because we're about to hit 2020 right now.
And you know it's a big culture shift coming.
Wow.
You know
what's about to come?
Well, what's about to come is a bunch of black people coming together and sharing our wealth amongst our communities. You see, what I've been doing is I've been farming. If y'all don't know, the UAI, Teaching Humanity Excellence Urban Agriculture Initiative. You know, it's a youth-based organization. We farm, we educate, and we provide for the community. So it's about bringing back holistic living.
Wow. And how important is it to have farming in the black community?
Well, it's very important because you see, the farmer is the true wealth of the community. He who feeds leads. So if you aren't getting someone who has a source of food for the tables of the families, you feel me, you really ain't surviving, you see. And that's why Cleveland is in the #1 distressed city, and we live in a food desert.
A lot of black people are not hip to how important health is wealth. And what we eat, it causes us to act a certain way in our bodies. We're going into holistic field, and that's like self-healing.
Yes, yes.
Tell us about holistic healing.
Well, holistic healing is all about incorporating preventative medicinal practices into your daily life. So such as, one thing that a lot of people don't do is drink water, a lot of water. Water is a form of medicine that helps get rid of a lot of toxins in your body. You see, rest, another thing, letting your body sit and rejuvenate itself. You see, these are things to make sure that your body can be replenished before it starts another task to maximize on its performance. You see, so little things like that are things that help a person achieve a holistic lifestyle without going to hospitals and doctors to find ways to treat illnesses and diseases. You see, by demonstrating and living a certain lifestyle, you automatically prevent it. You see?
Yes, I see that. And this sounds like it's so much bigger than you.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
going
for sure,
from
for
passion.
For sure.
How did you develop this passion to have this excellence about yourself to better the community like this?
Well, it was really, you hit to the term stay woke. It was really about, you know, a wave that I hit in around 2016 where I had just woken up, because at the time I was selling drugs, you know.
That's real.
I was selling drugs, I was doing things that, you know, the typical black man in America would do. And I instantly started seeing me getting in trouble with the law, having to do certain things in the streets that I won't talk about, losing friends to the justice system and to the streets, kind of put, you know, opened my eyes, was like, what's really going on? So at that time I had got caught up with the law, and I had to do community service at my father's farm, Ridall. And that's when I started to really see the impact on, one, the black male, and then two, the community in our environment. And that's when it inspired me, like, wait a minute, we don't even got no role models in our community. That's why I was even selling the drugs, doing the things, because I'm looking at the basketball player or the rapper who's telling me that this is what's cool.
Wow.
And it was like, that's what I wanted to fulfill. And it was what I call a desolate destiny, which means a continuous cycle of emptiness or destruction. So it was like, I began to feel like I had nowhere else to go. So I started to look up, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Fred Hampton, Marcus Garvey.
Those are your mentors right there.
And they started to put a new understanding into my mind that it was more about, the mentality going into everything. You know what I'm saying? And our mentality had been destroyed due to the fact that we wasn't eating the right things.
Wow.
So that it was a full circle. It's like, oh, wow. So now I could grow food to help provide for my community and at the same time regain the strength of the minds of the men. You know what I'm saying, though? By demonstrating, holistic living.
And that is truly inspiring, the fact that you experienced the pathway of the streets, and now you took the opportunity and took the chance on yourself, betting on yourself to pour all that to empower you and better you as a black man in America. And I just want to make sure, how's your mental health right now being a black man in America?
It's superb. It's superb because I know that I'm the creator of my destiny, and I know that I am the master of my faith, and I'm the master of my soul. And that once I regained control of my mind, I was able to control the things that were going outside. So the UAI is well known for building hoop houses in the community, which are things that people can grow food in all year round. Yes. We're also known for taking dilapidated or unproductive lands, productive gardens. So it's all about taking it full circle and giving that knowledge back.
Oh yeah, fresh to death, on point. So you also are big on crystals. Can you tell me about how important is it, like rocking crystals, man?
Well, you
got
see
the drip going.
PCC drip. Follow us on Instagram, Pure Crystal Clear. But it's all about rebalancing ourselves. You see, a lot of the trauma that we have went through in America is much, much deeper than today. It's kind of generational. So it's been a generational imbalance of our chakras, you see, and crystals help aid in balancing and aiding us towards spiritual healing. So it's about really getting that person back to looking at themselves from within, being conscious of what's going on to be able to fully affect their environment, you see, because when you're not in line, everything is in chaos, you see, and that's what we see today with people just talking, doing all types of things, wanting to kill, not necessarily even thinking nothing through. Crystals is something to remind you of being in the moment and regaining your energy that has been all over the place and focused on something.
Your mindset is like a black king with excellence. Your mindset is so strong. How did you develop a mindset that you have right now?
Well, it was through consistency, and like I said, the diet plays a major role. If you can't eat right, you can't think right. So it's a quote that we say at the UAI, and that is, you can't plant seeds in contaminated soil. But what I mean is, you can't plant seeds, thoughts, in contaminated soil, minds. You see, so I had to understand that in order for me to think like this, I had to eat the right things. Then after that, I had to maintain that energy. Cause you ever heard it's easy to get but hard to maintain? So then I had to maintain that energy. And that's where the crystals came in. Wearing them all the time, maintain the energy that I wanted to be at to maintain the longevity of the vision. You see what I'm saying, though? And that was really about holding on to, like I said, how long do I want to do this? You see? And what is it going to take? What energy am I going to have? What type of lifestyle am I going to have to hold? Because the environment I'm placed in is not set for these things to go there. We dying at 21. We getting locked up for 21 plus years. You see what I'm saying? We not even making it past 15 because of diseases and illnesses that our lifestyle caused. So that's what really got me stuck in it. You know what I'm saying, though?
Drop this game on a young brother that feels like life is against him, society is against him. He's up against the wall right now. How can you really let him know to not give up?
Well, first I'll look at him in the face and I'll tell him, bro, you're a young guy, man. Wake up to what's really going on. Understand that the things that you go through is a test of your character to build you into the man that you're supposed to be. And if you keep trying to overcome it, you're always going to be stuck in the state of being like a little boy. And that's what America has conditioned us to be. Little boys, in the sense of we don't want to provide for ourselves, provide for our community, provide for our women.
families,
And we just go ahead and fall victim to everything that they throw at us.
Yes.
So I say to them, a man is defined by his given reaction to any given situation. So who are you going to let define you? You or your environment? And our environment is desolate. So if we let that define us, we're going to continue on that empty cycle of destruction.
Yes.
So that's what I would tell a brother that I see.
We need brothers. We need kings like this, because you are truly in your spiritual bag. You know that this is so much bigger than you. You are doing this for the culture, to better us as a whole. What is one of your fears if black people don't stick together?
Well, a house that is divided cannot stand. And if we don't come together, we'll continue on being attacked from all angles. The women will get attacked, the men will get humiliated, and the children will be out of direction. You see, so I would really say we ain't gonna be able to attain anything if we don't come together.
Yeah.
It's like we have no one else. No one else is helping us, so it's up to the men to regain that strength, which is through the food and through maintaining that energy, to basically help the women and show the children how we need to demonstrate ourselves in our community. And that's what this shop is all about.
Exactly, because I see, looking from a different perspective, as black men in society, black women are getting degraded every day by our black men. It's crazy how black women are supposed to feel safe around black men. Us to just continue to stick together as men and women, not to divide us, because I know you see how society is trying to divide one another.
Oh, wow.
Can you let them know the game and the advice to how to treat a black woman a queen?
Well, as I said before about the man getting back into his godly state, you getting back into your godly state puts the woman back into her goddess state. Hear that?
Hey, that's that simple right there.
You hear that?
That is so
Stay
simple.
tuned to that God state, because you being in that godly state will make the woman crave you as a real man, and not no little boy. As a real man, and she will want to be able to do the things that a woman or a goddess is supposed to do for her God.
Oh, wow.
Because it's unified. Us men, I'm going to be real with you. We ain't going to be able to sustain ourselves until we find that woman. As you seen with Lauren London and Nick. They got that bond and they was able to do anything. So,
hey, it's so many
together.
dynamic duos. When they link up, they take over for the culture. You have to have a strong black woman to represent a strong black king.
You have to. And the only woman that's going to stand for a strong man is a woman that has a real heart, that really understands what the man has went through in America. And that's another part that doesn't really get talked about, understanding what the man really goes through.
But only a black woman can understand your struggle.
Damn me up, and that's why we here talking that bag talk right now.
Only a black woman can understand a black king's struggle. Because every day, as a black woman, I have to fight for my life as well. I think women have it hard too, especially black women. We are on the last podium, and we just get overlooked so much, especially as a black woman. So we need our black men to uplift us. We need our black men to treat us with respect. Queens that we are, but I want us women to also know our worth and to take our power back, because we are getting mistreated, maybe because it's little boys and they don't have role models. They don't have mentors like you to just spit game and knowledge on them. And it's so important that you continue this act of service that you're doing, because this is so much bigger than you. And I would love to hear what legacy you want to leave with us.
Well, the legacy I want to leave is, to be honest, we aren't trying to change the world. We are changing ourselves.
And it starts with the man in the mirror.
And that's the biggest thing. And once that happens, everything else will fall in harmony. And that's what a holistic lifestyle is about. Achieving harmony with your mind, body, soul, and environment. So,
wow, it is so important. Just off of what you're doing, like the food that we're eating, with the farming, with the crystals, with the black excellence. And how did you start having the mindset of ownership?
Well, ownership's always been in my mind since I was young. I was raised African, Hebrew Israelite of Jerusalem, and it's always been my goal to basically help people achieve that type of sense of pride and ownership, because a history or a people without the history of their culture is like a tree without roots.
Yes.
So I've always had that. And then studying up on Black Wall Street, I ain't gonna touch into it, study it. Black Wall Street in 1921. It really got me to understand ownership.
Ownership. That is amazing. As you can tell, we're in For the Culture Smoke Shop and business is booming. So we have to interact with the customers when they do come in. And that is what this bag session is all about. With Bag Talk Session, we talk about that spiritual bag that is within us all. And I would love to know, how did you tap into your spiritual bag?
So the way I really got into my spiritual bag was studying my history. And as I said, people without the history of their culture is like a tree without roots. And a tree without roots is dead. So me studying the history of us in America and then a little bit past that, I really understood that the power was always within us as Africans, you see. And when I was able to understand that, I was able to harness, you see what I'm saying, the thoughts of being in the God state. And that's how I was able to stay in that spiritual bag. And then as I stayed in it, I was able to communicate with other people who were in their spiritual bag, and then a community of collective consciousness began to grow.
Yes. It's like you know your power.
Yeah, and that's from studying the history. You study your history and you can find your power.
And you know who you are.
Yes.
Who are you?
I am Aharon Benkeymah.
Besides your name.
I
From
am
the
a
core.
God. I can only tell you I'm
Yeah.
a God. I'm a God from within, and I know that I have the power to create my own destiny, you see? And that's why the UAI has done so much wonderful things to the community, because it was a collective group of people that came together to transform themselves, which was able to then transform their environment.
Yes. And it's not just you behind all of this. You have a whole team. How did you link up with like-minded individuals to build this empire that you're building?
Well, it started off with family. You know, the For the Culture Smoke Shop is actually owned by my cousin, but another cousin is Yehoshua Jetho, you know, and he was there the whole entire time throughout everything. He understood what was going on, and he knew what it took to build it. And from there, we were able to get more like-minded people into an understanding of what needed to happen. That's when we were able to get more resources, and then we were able to establish more things and build a repertoire. And that's how I was able to stay locked in, you know, and really build more than the individual thing like the UAI. It was now we got For the Culture Smoke Shop, we got Pure Crystal Clear, we got Jet Prince, we got No Identity, we got Social Kicks, you see? We got DNA Construction, we got Krista Cali with his music, you see? There's so many things.
Everything is connecting.
Everything is connected. We got Tara Chantel. You see what I'm
In
saying?
the building.
In the building. You see what I'm
In
saying?
the flesh. That's incredible how everything is in connecting. Everything is just falling into place. Did you face any obstacles along the way?
I'm still facing obstacles, and that's the whole challenge, because being a black man, you're against all odds, you see? And if you don't have a strong spirit, you're not going to be able to withstand anything. Studying your history, you'll understand that the stuff that we go through today is nothing compared to what we already overcame.
Yes.
And that's what really gives me the motivation and the courage to keep going and keep talking to our brothers and our sisters to say, let's reestablish authority within ourselves, so we can reestablish authority within our environment, so we can establish authority within the generations to come.
Yes. If you had a chance to meet your ancestors, what would you say to them?
I would say thank you for making all the sacrifices to making me such a strong seed today, to bear witness that we would always overcome.
Our ancestors are so powerful. Like, I get so emotional just thinking about everything that they've been through, because they were disrespected, they were humiliated, but they never gave up though. And I feel like the era that we're in, it's a lot of weak-minded individuals. I don't think a lot of people would be able to survive back in the day.
And that's due to, you know, social media and all of these things of narcissism and all these things that just create a egocentric perspective of things instead of a collective perspective. See, the reason why we were able to endure a lot of the pain was because it was always the collective that we fell on, you see? And like, for example, you got the slave who was taken from his mother and was taken to another plantation. That kid could have died without having a real connection to his mother, but I promise you, another slave mother came in and took that child as his own and gave it love and gave it condition and gave it support. And that's what we're starting to fall off on. So we're weak-minded because we're separated, you see? And that's what we talked about before. Like, if we could stay together, we'll be able to understand our real strength.
Yeah, because society has conditioned us to be against each other because they know if we link up, oh, we gonna tear this place down.
We're gonna tear it
We
up.
gonna
We're gonna tear it up.
Honestly.
We're gonna build it up because
Honestly.
we already tore it down.
No, we gonna shake it up, build it up, and go up from there. For real. Get our like-minded together. If we really tap into our power, and you are so tapped in, and I can see it, and I'm so thankful and so honored to just be in your presence, to be in this atmosphere with you. I see such a bright future for you, King.
It's a bright future for us all, and the reason why we building up is because today we are in what we call the ascension realm. Slow it down. The ascension realm, where we have already overcame. We just have to regain the consciousness of where we are at today to really build the pieces that have been broken. That's simple.
Yeah.
That's why I love Bag Talk, because we gonna stay tapped in.
Oh yeah. Once we get our mind together, get our health right, get the crystals, get your energy, because you wrapped it all in one. We're going to be unstoppable, King.
Yes.
So how we close every Bag Talk session is called Fill in That Bag. Okay?
Fill in that bag.
So I started, you finish.
Okay.
Crystals have made me
feel like a millionaire.
Being in my spiritual bag has gotten me
into a level of consciousness where I am unstoppable.
incredible. I love it.
Let's get it. Secure the bag.
Yes. Being a black man in America
makes me stronger when I understand my pain. Come on. Come on, we're gonna be bag talking. We're gonna bag talk.
Honestly, my bag talk experience was
a wonderful experience because I got a new understanding. Come on, man. Stay tapped in.
Stay tapped in. Let us know how we can find you, how we can stay tapped into you, stay connected.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just give you three Instagrams. We got Benkeymah, which is my personal Instagram. The UAI_, which is the farming organization, and then go to Smoke Shop _ for the culture, and that's where you'll find this location, 42511 Warrensville Center Road, and you'll be able to find all of this collective consciousness and power of community for our community.
Yes, and can you spit one last game on how should we be prepared for 2020?
Well, you should be prepared for 2021 by smiling and understanding that the blessings are coming. You just gotta understand your pain and your history.
Yes, and I just gotta know, how do you stay patient in this rat race with social media trying to tell us that we are delayed or we are behind schedule? How do you stay patient?
Meditation and crystals.
You just make it look easy. You just make it seem so easy, and it really is, and we just make things so difficult.
Exactly.
Once we get into our spiritual bag, I think everything will set it off for us.
Keep that bag talking, they gonna keep coming.
They gonna keep coming. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you, love.
I appreciate you. And y'all stay tapped in.
Hey, we're gonna be back at you with another one.
Deuces.